Hello, my garden friends. I was trying to hurry and do this. I'm out of breath. Trying to get the top shelf, the middle tray rather, and now this is the bottom one. And you can see the worms are pretty much like disappearing. When I took it off, you could probably see about 40 or 50 of them, and just not their heads or tails, but just kind of like the bodies, because they're flush up against, when they're here, they're flush up against here. So it's a nice cozy place to be. And this is the tray I'm going to be harvesting today. And the way I will do this is I'll let them start to dive and dive down deep into it. And you can see how deep this would be. This is where the outside is. So that's about 1.5 inches. And that should be pretty solid castings, except for the worms, of course. And let's see if I can show you up underneath. I can't do that with one hand, but you can see those are some pretty big worms. And so these are the big guys who are on the bottom. Whew. And then here's the middle tray. This is the one when we did it last time. It was all the fresh scraps. And so you can see that you've still got some there, but there's a lot of castings in areas here, and I can harvest some of that. But I have gone through, I usually get, if I'm doing it right, I usually get 4 or 5 of these each time, even though, like, whoops, whenever I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that I put it in here, it does get kind of fluffed up, and so for me to get that much out of it, I'm really kind of fluffing up the castings, and then then I have probably 1.5 out of here, and probably about 2.5 out of here, and then of course I scrape the bottom, which is a lot of castings. But here's the fresh one. Here's where we've been dropping our coffee grounds and coffee filters and any papers from our mail coming in, any of that kind of stuff. It never occurred to me that I'm always using paper towels for different things, and a lot of the times it's just you're wiping your hands, or you wipe a surface or whatever, and it's really not anything wrong with it other than now you're going to throw it away. So if it's anything that seems like it's the worm worthy, then I started putting them in here, and it just kind of covers it. I'm watching so many of you who are you cover it with cardboard, or you cover it with plastic, and you have a single tray situation with maybe air holes in the side. And instead, I have, these 3, 1, 2, and 3, and they're stacked on top of each other, but they have air holes all through the bottom, all 3 of them. And they sit on top of each other, and so they don't really need, that cover. This one has a cover on it. And if you watched the video I did this morning, it was about having little mites in your lid. Now that lid also has air holes all around the little circles. Let me just pull it out so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see each one has air holes, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, 8 holes. And so that's plenty of air for them to get, and it also secures them in there. I don't have worms escaping. So when I hear other sites talking about, their worms coming up or whatever, I sometimes think the worms are just, in my case, they're just out for a little walk or something, little squirm. So that was all I wanted to show you, was that here now, this is just a couple minutes later, about 5 minutes, and you're not going to see any of the worms, unless, of course, I start to dig down. And I don't do what you guys do with, running your hands through it and what have you. I don't even really do this, but I just wanted to show you as I start to go down. Did I pick up somebody? Yep, I picked up somebody. Is that I'll see worms under there, and I'm just touching the surface. So I will let them go ahead and find their way down towards the bottom for probably about another, I'll let this go for a half an hour. And it's a cool morning. I'm here in Windermere, Florida, zone 9B, and I think we're maybe at 70 degrees, 71. And so the worms can find their way down, and I will go do another job, and then I'll come back and I will start to harvest this one. So that's it. Just wanted to give you that little update and let you see my worms. So garden what you've got. I hope you'll subscribe. Come back and see me again sometime. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.